Hello, everyone. We would like to present our proposal for the Urban Revamp Design Challenge, a weaving walk. The Raja Kaloof Canal sits at the heart of the HRBR layout, and its waterways and lakes are an important part of Bengaluru's identity. A zoomed-in version shows the site surrounding, with its main green spaces and nearby amenities like schools and retail. We can also see how the site is embedded in a network of streets for vehicles and pedestrians, which is not ideally connecting our site to adjacent neighborhoods. To achieve greater insight into the neighborhood, a participatory process was followed. It provided insights into the diverse needs of various stakeholder groups and the special considerations necessary for vulnerable groups and people with special needs. This first step brings communities, governments, designers, developers, and individuals together to find integrated solutions for the Raja Kaloof Canal. Our design solutions are based on the problems which the locals are experiencing on a daily basis. After analyzing the output of the participatory workshop, we could identify several issues that affected the residents and the visitors of the site. These issues involved regular flooding, improper garbage disposal, dog poo, unorganized parking, speeding of vehicles, poor street lighting, theft and crime, urination spots, and bad smell from sewage. These issues make the space unfit for outdoor interaction and create a sense of fragmentation within the community.
It is therefore important for us to come up with the following key question to inform our design process at all stages. How can we develop a resilient, integrated, and safe open space for the people of Bengaluru? To emphasize the relationship between the canal and its surroundings, we suggest a design concept that connects three main aspects to weave the canal back into society. 1. Bengaluru's ecology. 2. Its mobility. 3. Its sense of community. Through the experience of the weaving walk, we are convinced to link the natural environment with urban spaces, connect the site to its adjacent quarters, and empower the neighborhood's culture. Those three pillars form the base of our concept and present solutions to each problems identified during the participatory process. In order to conceptualize the Rajakal of the future, we envision a symbiotic relationship between the neighborhood and the canal. We identify strategies and concepts on a master plan and demonstrate the main aspects within each pillar. This provides us with the information required to identify multiple scenarios and prepare the design toolkit.
Through the creation of this design toolkit, we target different aspects of each pillar. The toolkit approach is an effective way to integrate multiple systems within site-specific interventions. The canal is reprogrammed for active recreation, and our urban design principles form a guideline that Bengaluru can adopt to direct its long-term strategy of placemaking. On an ecological level, we considered tree mapping and observation of the water levels as a first step. We then tackled bad smells with flower beds and more diverse planters and elaborate linkages between existing greenery as a second step. We introduced waste management cycle for the removal of the waste and suggest a rainwater collection for a circular water system as a third step. To improve mobility, we introduced in the first stage accessibility and the steps that needs to be taken to guarantee it. As a second step, we think of an inclusive space, which means wide pedestrian zones, cycle lanes, shared roads, not only on the site, but also to the adjacent neighborhood to ensure a smooth flow of movement. We are welcoming joggers, walkers, dog walkers, as we include dog bins, but also children, people with wheelchairs, cyclists, with lanes wide enough to be shared. Additionally, a street light system powered by solar energy can be implemented, and also a CCTV system has been suggested. For the third pillar, community, we suggest ways to mobilize communities to address the current problems around the canal. The intention is to build trust across various stakeholders and to achieve a wider sense of community. The first main action to activate the community is to inform them about the new gathering options for temporary and permanent spaces, and create a first community group that will take action in security issues. Through activating spaces, people can generate value out of the vending zones on the site and through garage sales in the neighborhoods. As a last step, we encourage people to initiate urban shared gardens and collaborate for art fairs or community events. Here, combined overview of the actions, and within each pillar, we have 3 stages of implementation. And within each implementation, we suggest 2 actions that can be taken by residents, visitors, government, or any other party involved to improve the urban surroundings of Bengaluru. In the first stage, we come up with simple steps that won't change the infrastructure much, but are actions that are essential and can be quickly implemented.
We then illustrate different uses of spaces according to our design principles directly on our site and relate each of them back to our design toolkit. With ecology, we want to demonstrate how the residents or visitors can protect, enhance, or get involved in constructing a sustainable environment. For mobility, we show how the interactions can be used and how the network runs through the site. And for communal interactions, we list down the actions linked to our site and what can be done to actively generate and collaborate throughout the neighborhood. This site plan can later also be used to inform residents about the locations of different spaces. We can see from the site plan our paths and lanes are interwoven with each other, and a pattern of interconnectedness is starting to emerge. To tie our woven path back to our design concept, we need you to empathize with the experience of the walkthrough of our site. We've created a section along the canal and analyzed different experiences of noise and activity by mimicking our weaving walk. It enables the user to form their own mental map through the various functions embedded across the whole stretch of the site. By illustrating our ideas in the full stretch with some highlighted detailed segments, we are presenting our intentions and how the spaces could be used once implemented. Our design offers a lot of spatial variations for the many uses involved, including all age groups. We focused on entrance plaza, visualizing the welcoming edge, and kids' playground to demonstrate the integration of all ages with benches and spaces for families and elderly people. The junction shows the slow traffic conditions, demarcated spaces with reflective pavement markers and bollards. The fourth illustration visualizes the garden patches integrated across the whole site, which offers an intimate green space as a complement to the park for the comfort of the user.
With the following renders, we want to visualize the look and feel of the spaces around the canal. Here is a visual according to the ecology, demonstrating the hammock, its interaction with the canal, the surrounding trees, and also the integration of public toilets, which are related to the water cycle. This one is about mobility-related subjects, illustrating the connection between the neighborhood, the integration of cycle lanes and pedestrian zones. The render also showcases the single-sided vehicular parking along the residential buildings, leaving the space on the other side more porous. Moving on the site, we also want to show some communal aspects, like the spaces for invited vendors during community events, the children's playground, and the sitting area in the background. An important factor about the design suggestion is to implement a circular system for waste and water management that combines the sewage drains, the filtration beds, the collection of rainwater, the filtering for reuse of the water for public toilets and irrigation. Our implementation framework highlights the actions which can be taken at different stages of the realization of the project, and how the involved stakeholder can build upon the communal or municipal resources to scale it up for the whole stretch of the master plan in multiple phases, creating an urban space woven in harmony with its ecology, mobility, and community. Our framework can be successfully implemented to reinforce each other and create multiple co-benefits. The proposal illustrates possible pathways towards revamping Rajakalus across Bangalore as part of the public commons in multiple phases as modules, while creating strategies to conserve them. Thank you very much for your attention.